Hi everybody, my name is Kate O'Connor and I am Vice Chair of the Brattleboro Select Board. And on behalf of the entire Select Board and our Town Manager Peter Elwell, who is here, and our Assistant Town Manager Patrick Moreland, I want to welcome all of you who are not from Brattleboro. I want to welcome all of you to Brattleboro. And I want to make a special welcome to... We have somebody who's ready to applaud for you, Governor.
Right.
Yeah. I want to make a special welcome to the Governor. We always appreciate when he comes back home, and we especially appreciate it when he brings big checks with him. So, thank you. I have been on, I just recently got off the Community Development Board. I was on for 12 years, and I saw firsthand over those 12 years how important this money is. And I can say on behalf of the town of Brattleboro, we really appreciate that the Bradley House was awarded the money. This is a wonderful facility, and it allows people who can live independently to be able to do that with just a little bit of extra help. So I'm not going to go on for a long time because it's very hot, but it's my pleasure now to introduce the Governor of the state of Vermont and our local boy, Peter Shumlin.
These people are waiting for you.
Hey, thank you all. The important people are in back of me. I just want you to know that. But I am delighted to be here. Thank you, Kate, for that great introduction. It's great to be home. Martha O'Connor's here, I know, as well. And we don't usually let those two out together. So someone keep an eye on them. I also want to thank David Gartenstein and the other select board members, along with Kate, the entire town of Brattleboro. I know that we have members of the best congressional delegation in America with us today. So let's give a big shout out to Senator Leahy, Senator Sanders, Congressman Welch. Chris Saunders is here. Jenny Nelson, I think. Is Jenny out here somewhere? Jenny, thank you for being here. And who's here for Congressman Welch? No one came. You know, I know that Senator Leahy and Senator Sanders are right now in the Senate trying to kill a terrible bill. And it's the bill that takes away the ability for Vermonters to know what's in their food. So let's be thankful that they've got their extraordinary staff people here, and Chris and Jenny. And let's be thankful they're in Washington fighting for Vermont consumers to know. I'm very proud of them, and I hope they win that battle. Up against big business, big money, big food. So let's hope for the best. I've got with me my team, Secretary Pat Moulton, Brattleboro kid. Thanks for being here. It's doing a great job as secretary. And we also have Josh Hanford here, our deputy commissioner, who's just doing a great job trying to keep things moving. We're going to hear from them shortly. But let's give it up to Cindy Jerome, the board members, and the folks who are working so hard here at Bradley House to make this place tick. We're proud of you. Right, and Chris and Jenny are going to speak, so Pat just reminded me of that. But listen, to all the members of this community and to all those that are getting grants today, I'm pretty excited as a kid who was born in Brattleboro and raised in Putney to be able to announce the $2.8 million that we're giving away today. That's really going to make a difference across Vermont. And these grants are so important. As Kate mentioned, she served on the board for 12 years. She can tell you that what this does is take federal money that our congressional delegation is so good at finding and bring it home so it can really make a difference for Vermont. What these particular grants are going to do, before I talk a little about Bradley House, let me talk about some of the others. Think about this for a minute. When you are in a little town of Rochester, which got hit incredibly hard by Irene, as did many communities in Windham County, it means for their community care home $450,000 to make really needed improvements and augment a much bigger campaign, much like Bradley House is going through, that's going to allow them to give quality housing to seniors in that community. $250,000 to Bennington downtown neighborhoods to get housing downtown. We've seen what's happened with Brattleboro and what I call the rebirth of Brattleboro since the burning of the Brooks house, since the tough times we had with Irene. It's happening all over Vermont, and Bennington's a part of making sure that we have jobs and job creators able to say, hey, we've got housing in our downtowns, it's vibrant, and it means a lot to have folks living downtown. Up in Lunenburg, $550,000 to transform a former bankrupt paper mill into a wood pellet manufacturing plant. That's a big deal. You know, since I've been governor, we have now 10 times the number of solar panels we had when I got elected. We've got 20 times the number of windmills generating good, clean energy. We're doing energy efficiency right. But Vermont-made wood pellets ensure that Vermonters can heat their homes with a good renewable resource and keep the money right here in the community instead of shipping it off to Saudi Arabia. Most importantly, as we sit here under a 90-degree day, yet another one, wishing that it would rain in Vermont, we have to remember that climate change is our biggest challenge. So wood plant will help us in our climate battle. It also means jobs. And sometimes we forget to talk about that. I know there's a number of legislators here today. Representative Burke is here, Representative Long is here. Who else is here? I see a few. Becca Ballin is here. Val Stewart is here. Thank you, Val, for being here. We love you. Who else is here? But anyway, those that aren't should be. But let's give them a hand for their great work in ensuring that we're doing energy right. But here's the deal. When you think about the wood pellet plant, think about this for a second. We've created almost 18,000 new jobs since I became governor. Right now, if you see 17 Vermonters in a room, one of them has a job in the clean, renewable energy sector. In other words, 1 in 17 jobs in Vermont today are a result of the green energy revolution that we are creating in this state to make sure that we get climate change right. And I'll tell you, we know this in Brattleboro. You know, we're here at Bradley House with an aging population that we love. But we also need young people. And when you go out and see the folks that are installing solar panels, that are doing energy efficiency, they don't look like me. They're not old and gray and wrinkled, you know. They're young, they're under 30. They're loving making a difference to our climate change imprint. And they are excited about living in the best state in the nation. So when we do these grants, we're talking about jobs, economic development, and a better future for Vermont. Now, I want to say a word about Bradley House and why this is so important. Today's grants include $450,000 to a $5.3 million project that's going to ensure that people like Wayne London and so many others can live in dignity at Bradley House. I can tell you that my former mother-in-law worked here for many, many years. And the staff and the residents are like a family here. That's what makes Bradley House Bradley House. And what this money will ensure is not only that we modernize and stay up with a really great facility, but that we can add some more beds so that more people will have a great place to live and to thrive and to be so close to the downtown. It's a great downtown. So I just want to say to all those that are here, let's keep it up. These grants really take a strong community and make it stronger. They allow us to create jobs where we need jobs. They allow us to rebuild our downtowns, and they allow us to continue to build a green, clean energy future that our kids and our grandkids are going to thank us for. So thanks to all of you for being here. I'm proud of you. And next we're going to hear from, before we pass out the loop, who's next? Chris Saunders. Come on, Chris. For Senator Pat Leahy, who wishes he could be here today, but take it away.
As the governor mentioned, sometimes, despite the reputation of Congress not doing much, there are times where we don't want them to do things. And right now, Senator Leahy and his colleagues in the Senate are fighting against a bill that would preempt Vermont's GMO labeling law. But this program, CDBG, is an example of what Congress can do and what it's continuing to do at a time when other things aren't going so right. Senator Leahy is really proud to lead the effort. Every year he gets his colleagues together and champions a letter to raise money, to put money into this program. And one of the reasons he does that is for places like Bradley House, or as the governor mentioned, Lunenburg. He knows how this funding makes a difference in local communities. Rather than relying on people at the Housing and Urban Development to find Lunenburg on a map, let alone grant them funding. We rely on a great team here in the state led by the governor and Secretary Moulton and Josh Hanford to put these funds into communities where we know they're making a difference in the day-to-day lives of Vermonters. And that's what this program is really all about. Making sure that Vermonters get a chance to either get a hand up and move forward with a job, or to live in a place that is safe and secure and that you can really be proud to call home. So really the senator asked me to come here to say congratulations to all the awardees, to thank you to the governor and his team for making sure these federal dollars get really well spent here in Vermont. So congrats and thank you for the chance to be here.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Thank you to Senator Leahy. Senator Sanders is down there fighting the battle for us too. But as you know, we're incredibly proud of Senator Sanders all over Vermont for his great efforts to try and make this country better. And we've got Jenny Nelson here on behalf of Senator Sanders.
Thank you, Governor. Hi, everybody. You know, there's nothing more basic than some food in your belly and a shelter for your body and soul. And if Senator Sanders was here, I know he'd be so pleased to see how well Vermont and the folks under the governor's leadership have done to find ways to really make a difference in a lot of people's lives. People that need to know as a senior that they have a shelter, they have a friendly face, and that they can live with others and enjoy old age. We're all getting a little closer to that all the time, and it means more and more if you have a parent that needs special housing, as well as our young families that are growing and really are lacking enough wherewithal to provide a home for their children. So these are all wonderful projects, and no sense in repeating what's been said, but just know that Senator Sanders feels that this is money well spent, and he's also very excited, and so am I since I'm from the Northeast Kingdom, to have that wood pellet plant going in up in Lunenburg in the village of Gilman, which has been really under a lot of poor times, lost a lot of jobs, and this is really going to be very helpful to them. So greetings from the senator, wish he could be here, and I know he does too. And good luck to you and the town of Brattleboro for the good work that you've done and the other communities as well. Writing these grants is not an easy task, as we all know, but it's nice to know that you've taken the time, you've done the planning, and you're going to make things bigger and better than ever. And congratulations to all.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny Nelson. Thank you, Senator Sanders. I know Congressman Welch wishes he could be here as well. He's doing a great job for us, working with some of the best minds of the 17th century down there in Congress. Now we turn it over to Secretary Moulton and Deputy Secretary Hanford to talk a little about these grants. Take it away.
So we're going to announce the grants now. Before we get started, I just want to thank all the select board members, the towns, the partner organizations, the Community Development Board. Lisa Sullivan's here representing the board, Nathan Cleveland, and the other staff at the program. This takes a lot of work, and it really shows the partnerships at the federal, state, and local level. So I'm going to announce grants. You're going to come up, and we'll grab a picture. And if you have literally 30 seconds, it'd be great if you wanted just to say a quick word. So the first grant is from the town of Lunenburg. I believe Chris Brooks is here from Kingdom Pellets. Probably the longest drive here. Chris, come on up. And also select board member.
All right. Go Lunenburg.
Yes, smile
This
now,
wouldn't
big
have happened.
smile.
I got to tell you, she did an incredible job.
There we go. There we go.
Say frosty face.
All right. Thank you. Next up, we have the town of Arlington, Battenkill North Housing Project. Stephanie Lane is here, I believe. Thank you, Stephanie. $375,000 grant that'll help rehabilitate 22 affordable apartments throughout Arlington, Shaftesbury, and Bennington.
All right.
Next, we have a $450,000 grant for the town of Bradford. It's a partnership with Down Street Housing and Community Development to rehabilitate 21 affordable apartments in Bradford Village. Eileen Pelletier's here. Thank you.
Vermont pellets rock. State pellets suck.
Next, we have a $250,000 grant from the town of Bennington, which will help small-scale property owners, rental property owners, rehabilitate and make apartments available in the downtown neighborhoods of Bennington. I believe that's you again, Stephanie. You're partnering with them. Thank you. Next, we have a $455,000 grant to the town of Rochester, which will be sub-granted to the Rochester Community Care Home to help with critical life safety improvements and modernization of the park house serving seniors. Stephanie, want to say something, Julie? Go ahead.
Thank you very much. We are very excited to provide our renovation project. Thank you very much.
There you go. Next, we have the City of Rutland, a grant that's supporting the Southwest Agency on Aging, Council on Aging.
We love Rutland. Come on.
Say something. Next, we have the town of St. Johnsbury, a planning grant.
St. J, who's here? Everybody go, St. J.
We're going to do a housing needs assessment in the town of St. J.
We may give it to them.
Go St. J.
And last but not least, we have the town of Brattleboro and the Bradley House. Come on up, crew.
Come on, we need the whole Bradley House team up here. We're making you do this in the sun just because you want the mic to get your eloquence. Go, Cindy. We're proud of you.
Peter.
Okay,
You
who's
know
going?
Cindy
Yeah,
Reed?
which Cindy's
Do you know
speaking?
her, right?
Yes, I do. Way to go.
Thank
So
you.
who's going to speak?
I'll speak.
We're going to let Cindy Jerome say a few words
I'll
before we
start.
give her the loot.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to VCDP and the governor and Secretary Moulton. Thank you to the town of Brattleboro for all the work that you did to make sure this happened. We are very grateful. Thank you so much to the residents and the staff of Bradley House who are just cheering us on and have created a wonderful, wonderful family community here, even though the building needs a lot of work. So thanks to them and all of our community partners, our neighbors, and I want to introduce a couple of specific people. At Holton Home, where I've worked for a long time, we've raised a lot of money and done a lot of this work, but it's all been private money. We were able to do the work over many years. That's not an option here, so we needed public money. I'd never done that before. Cindy Reed, who's the Director of Development at Cathedral Square, is my goddess of money? Is that like too bizarre?
Goddess word.
She knows how to do this, and she knows how to get funding for senior housing with services, with support services, and she's just been invaluable. She's the reason that we've made so much progress in just the 6 months since Holton Home and Bradley House have merged. I want to thank somebody who has had so much to do with that, really cheering us on and helping the board make the difficult decision to move ahead with merging and with this project, and that is our board chair, Linda Rice.
Thank you, and I really want to thank the board members that are standing here with me because they kind of followed my lead. When Cindy and I were first approached, we came over here, we met some of the residents, we looked around, we looked at the condition of the building, and we said, this is the right thing to do. We need to keep the control of this building, this facility, local. It's the right thing to do, and the board has followed through over the last 6 months. This is the right thing to do. It's scary at times, but it's the right thing to do. And thank you, Governor. It's the right thing to do to give us this money.
All right. Thank you, Linda. That's it. If press has questions, we'll take them. And if you don't, we won't. You're good? I never known Susan Small here not to ask a question. She must have one in her pocket that doesn't want anyone else to hear.
Peter, will you tell everyone there are plans over there?
There are plans over on our right. There's food on our right. Enjoy, tour, look around, talk to folks. Let's give it up to the great residents of Bradley House.
Yes.
Get up with us today. Thanks for having us. Go Brattleboro, we have a bright future. Thanks so much.